wind is knocked out of you.
Yes, sir.
So you're like, right? Yeah, you got all the old books here, huh?
Yeah, they're yours now, sir.
Oh, I
We'll let you go ahead and get dressed.
Arrête là, la Gaston.
Got great control, and I can feel the hair rushing by my face.
And they're like, go at it. And Mifune just judos him up. And Bronson comes at him like Street Fighter. So that's the one I want.
All right. I'm just saying.
My name is Shihan Jackson, and we're here in Killeen, Texas. I'm retired from the military, 20 years in the U.S. Army, and I've been practicing Shotokan karate since 1972. And I'm on my way to my friend's dojo, Sensei Lynn and I have another friend that's meeting us there today. His name is Sensei Dave Henderson. So we're gonna do a little training. We're gonna trade information on different techniques and just have a good time. Let me get my gi.
Okay, get your gi. Come on in. Hey, Dave. Look who's here. Shihan Michael Jackson.
Oh!
Shihan.
What's up, my brother?
How you doing, sir?
How you doing?
Awesome, bro. Man, I was just reading about your old school days in this old magazine, man, from the 70s. Yeah.
He was a Dojo practitioner. He was one of the best karate tournament fighters of the day. He fought Chuck Norris. I wasn't there for that, but they also said that he beat Chuck Norris, but they gave it to Chuck. I don't know. That's what I heard.
Was Peter Urban back in those? Did he also frequent these tournaments? Like Fred Hamilton? I see Aaron Banks there.
Some, not many. Not many.
He did his own thing?
Yeah, the thing was, we had different schools branch off from him.
Yeah.
From him.
Roldan?
Roldan
He was one of your guys too?
He was under Frank Ruiz,
Okay.
right, under Nisei Goju.
Cool.
Yeah, you got all the old books here, huh?
Man, yeah, they're yours now, sir.
Oh, I
We'll let you go ahead and
appreciate
get
it.
dressed.
Get out of here.
So we can get rocking.
Man,
You
this
see?
is a treasure here.
Yeah.
We're so glad you're here today.
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Shihan Jackson, y'all.
All right.
Awesome, awesome. Let me go get changed,
Yes, sir.
right?
I know Shotokan is known for their sweeps. How does that work? How do you do it? What are the mechanics behind it? I've
Okay.
always had trouble with the sweeps.
What I'll do, I'll walk you through it, and I'll
Cool.
show you how to size somebody up, everything.
Okay.
Okay, so right now what I would do, I would look at your body and how you're standing and decide what sweep I'm going to use on you.
Okay.
Now, sweeping is to take you off balance, okay? Sometimes you might go down, sometimes you might fall, but that's not the purpose.
Put it off balance is
It's,
what you
it's to mess up your train of thought.
Ah.
Okay.
So psychological as well as physical.
Exactly.
Cool.
Right. So what I do is I come in, and here, pull, and here. So I use the arch of my foot, and pull.
So that motion looks like the returning wave kick from Teki. Could it be considered the same thing?
That's a
Okay.
very good observation.
Ooh.
It depends on the bunkai that you're teaching at that time. But yes, that could be the technique that you use for that kata.
Awesome. Man, kata's pretty effective then, so it is the soul of karate.
Oh, okay,
So
now
what else do we have, sir?
we're going to do a back leg sweep.
Yes, sir. So,
Now, most of the time when you do something like this, the person is standing linear. They're
Okay.
on a straight line.
let's,
So what I want to do is I want to come around. So I'm going to throw
let's,
that punch first for the distraction.
yes, sir.
And once I do that, I'm in. Like I said, a lot of people want to pound you, right? Instead of pounding, what you do is you come around to the back
Ah,
and pull.
that makes more sense. The other one uses force, muscle. This one puts in position, creates a fulcrum, and boom, hooks them so that they're trapped. They can't, because I can feel like if you pound the leg, I feel like I can, but the moment you hook, it doesn't matter. It seems like what I do. See, I'm stuck right there. I'm stuck. Even though I knew it was coming, I'm stuck. Sure, Lynn, sure you don't want into some of this?
Thank you,
This is fun times, man.
Show him the one you do when you take both legs at the same
Oh,
time.
that doesn't sound fun.
Okay, what I'm going
Stunt
to
double.
do, you got a lot of people that like to back up.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to go all the way through.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just going to show you the
Thank you, sir.
Okay?
Yes.
So, because this is done with a lot of...
There was something else I want to cover. I noticed in your kicks, like when we played around and stuff like that, your kicks seem to have a taekwondo-ish feel, because I noticed that you grew up in the time of Mike Warren, one of the greatest kickers ever. The Joe Hayes, those guys, where taekwondo at that time was really hard. It was almost like Shotokan.
Right.
And their kicks, did that influence your kicks? Was that part of it? 'Cause-
Well, Mike Warren, Joe Hayes, beautiful technicians. When I saw them, it was amazing, the speed and accuracy of their kick. But my first instructor was Sensei Miyazaki.
Ah,
He was from Japan.
heard of him.
This guy could kick, I mean, it was beautiful. It was poetry in motion. And I would emulate his kicks, and then when I went out and saw the fighters, I would implement their kicks into my repertoire.
Okay.
Because now you put application.
Right.
I was getting the form from Sensei Miyazaki,
Right.
but then I was watching these guys fight
Okay.
and how they would strategize and get those kicks in. And the extension of the hips.
Oh, I can't wait to see this. Lynn, tag, you're it, buddy.
Very important.
Kicks, that's all you.
Yeah, I want to see.
I'm
Let's
out.
start with the side kick.
Okay. So if you go like this and shake, or you go like this and go up and down, no good.
Yes.
So it's the same thing with the foot. So if I want to hit you here, it's got to go in straight.
Cool. I like the full extension, the hip throw, and the fact that you're almost 60 years old and can still move like
60.
this. 59 and a half.
And you've had
So-
surgeries, I've heard. You've had some, and you're able to still
I
perform
had
like
back
that.
surgery,
Back-
I had neck fusion, and some other surgery.
Well, how is it that you can move like this? You see
After
most 60-year-olds.
surgeries, I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep going. It's not easy, but I gotta keep trying to bring myself back up.
Was that something that they taught Miyazaki? That he,
No,
you just, this is you?
It's in me.
Chris,
Uno. Uno.
Udo, us.
Yokugeri Kikomi, side thrust kick.
Ooh, I can feel the wind.
Maigeri Kiyagi, front snap kick. Yokugeri Kiyagi, side snap kick. Hook kick.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a 60-year-old kicking.
I know.
Not.
Slowly, please. So the leg comes up, there's the roundhouse part, and then it hooks, hence the hook. Okay.
Was that always part of Shotokan, or is that a newer Korean influence?
It's a hybrid.
Hybrid, okay, I was gonna say,
It's a hybrid.
because when I was doing the JKA, they didn't,
Yeah, we taught it. Miyazaki's taught this, but it wasn't really part of the Shotokan repertoire. All right, because Miyazaki fought in New York during the 60s.
Okay.
So he fought with Joe Hayes.
Joe Hayes and all those guys.
Right. So
Did he ever fight Norris? Because I know Norris learned a lot from
not
you
that
guys.
I know of.
Not that you know. Okay.
Right.
This hook kick, I've seen it taught where the side kick comes over here, and they teach it as a side
That's
kick
how I
here,
learned
and
it.
then that's how you learn it
That's how I
too?
learned it as a white belt.
So show me how that goes. So this is your target. The
So
side
you
kick goes over
the
here,
side kick here, and then hook it.
and then hook it
So
back.
here, hook, and then
Got it.
hook.
Being an old school warrior, have you seen that the martial arts has changed? Like, what's the difference between karate then and the arts now? What would you say is the biggest difference?
Well, when I came up in karate, it wasn't too many kids in karate. It was a sport for adults. There were a few, but not many. Now, today, it's a business for kids. You know what I mean? And like right now, I don't have any adult students in my dojo at all. You know, because right now we're catering to kids. So we have to kind of soften the art up. You know, be firm, be strict, enforce discipline. But the thing is, like I said back in the day when I trained, it was the blood and guts area. You know, we would knock each other out. You know, we would stand up, knocked out on our feet. And then, you know, we wouldn't remember what happened.
You get sued today if you do
Yeah,
that.
you can't do that anymore.
Right.
You know, especially today when they talk about football and
Yeah. Fun, fair, positive soccer, all that.
exactly.
stuff.
So, you know, the thing is we have to watch out and protect the kids. So that's the big difference that I see in karate. And now you have a lot of schools that pop up and they're business orientated instead of martial arts orientated.
So are the athletes are they faster now, stronger now? It seems like they're more athletic. I think the older athletes were tougher, mentally tougher, and like you said, blood and guts. But it seems like these guys now, they're just agile, they're fast, and they have, you know, these fast, quick techniques. Have you noticed that?
The athletes now, they're more agile, they're faster. Before we used to just stand almost toe to toe
I know.
and slug it out. Now they're moving,
dancing like
right,
a boxer.
they're shifting, and you know the thing is they're very hard to hit.
Yeah.
And it's about speed, technique now. So I think that the adult students, even the kids now, they're more technical than.
Yeah, because I saw you teaching some of the girls, and they were doing these drills on the pad and bouncing back and stuff. We never did any drills like that.
Never.
It was stand there and throw that hip into it and
Right.
get hit and hit back. But yeah, it's interesting.
I remember back in the day when I took my gi top off.
Uh-huh.
If I wasn't black and blue all over, I didn't train that night. That was the mindset that I had. And like I said, we didn't use any gloves or pads or anything like that. Nowadays, I teach the kids to hit and get out.
Okay.
Hit and move. It's like tag.
Okay.
So it's more sport orientated now.
So are we creating people that have chosen this art to be lifelong? Like the three of us sitting here, we've done it for so many years and we'll never leave it. You know what I mean? So are we creating that with the new generation, new society? Do you find that people want to stay with it since they don't have like that grit that we had and it's kind of soft and easier? Are you finding people still stay and find the passion that we have?
It's like I said earlier. I took martial arts. One reason was for survival.
Right.
The kids growing up nowadays aren't
Soccer,
in that type of,
yeah, they do.
type of
It's an
environment.
activity. You're right.
And the thing is, it's also cultural. You know,
What do you mean?
Japanese, the Koreans, they all teach the martial arts as part of their way of life.
Yes.
Part of their curriculum in school sometimes.
Right? They have that in school as a fitness program also. But the thing is, with us, like you said, the kids nowadays got soccer, they got football, they got, you know, all different type of things. Then they got these games and computers and stuff like that. So they have a lot of distractions.
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder to keep a kid in the martial arts today than it was when I first started.
Is a black belt still a black belt now, or do you? I'm not going to say have you ever awarded a black belt to someone who's not deserved it, because I know they've earned it. But has the standard because of society
Oh,
and this.
yes.
You know, when our day at black belt was, it didn't matter how many katas you knew, or I didn't even know there was curriculum when I trained.
Mm-hmm.
It was like you said, we got in a fight. I'm standing. I'm the black belt. You know what I mean? And you, but
Right.
do you find that it's dwindled a little bit?
The thing is, nowadays, like I say, you have to protect the kids, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So we're not as hard on the kids as they used to be on us. Because you used to have to stand there and fight, you know, multiple people.
Yeah.
You know.
And there was no kids class.
Until you almost dropped.
That's right.
We
And
can't
get up and do it again.
We can't do that anymore. You know what I mean? So yes, the standard for black belt has changed.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's changed a lot.
So what can we do to bring back the adults into martial arts? Because I mean, it's a shame that you say the majority of your school, if not all of it, are kids. I think, you know, we're here because we started. What can we do today to bring the adults back? Do you have any ideas?
Well, the thing is, nowadays you have a lot of young adults that are into extreme fitness programs. So we got to incorporate some of those techniques into our training to attract them. It's a marketing strategy that we have to use. And for the older adults, we have to market self-defense. So it's like, you know, having your house robbed, and you don't think about putting in an alarm system until after your house been broken into. You know what I mean? So we got to sell this and let them know that this is essential for everybody to know some type of martial arts.
And that's where old school guys miss it, because we went into it for the fighting versus the business marketing aspect. So sometimes we feel like we're selling out when we do that, you know. So, but the new instructors, they're trained that way from day one. So they actually run more successful schools, but the knowledge isn't there.
Right.
The experience isn't there. So they're...
You have somebody that does a commercial school, right?
Yeah.
And has never been into competition.
Never been hit.
So how can they teach?
Seriously, there's...
Yeah, no.
How can they teach a student
Or
to
self-defense.
become a champion
Yeah.
when they haven't traveled that path
It's true.
themselves? You know, so the thing is, business aspect, making money, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But to learn the true martial arts the way we did, I think it's far and few between as far as schools like.
I don't even see it anymore.
Yeah. It's sad. You know, I'm hard on my kids now because I told them, I said, if you're confronted in the street, you have to be able to come out, protect whoever's with you, and protect yourself without getting hurt. Because these people in the streets now are animals. They will hurt you.
No rules.
Not long ago, you shared something with me that was very personal. And I wondered, will you share that with us today?
The truth of the matter is, we have to start from the beginning. My mother was pregnant with me. She was high risk. She was 43 years old. And her water broke at 3 months. So they rushed her to the hospital. And she had to stay in bed for 3.5 more months. Total of 6.5 months I was born. She couldn't get up to use the bathroom. She couldn't sit up to read a book. She had to lay down. So she lay down for 3.5 months until I was born. And when I was born, I had a birth defect. You know how a lot of people, you see them, they have what they call cleft palate or cleft lip. I had a bilateral cleft. And what that is that I had a space from here all the way back to my throat. When I was 2 weeks old, I had my first reconstructive surgery, consisting of bone grafts, skin, everything. And growing up, I had multiple surgeries up until I was 17. I was supposed to have my last operation when I was 18, but I decided not to do it. I went through too much. I was never allowed to be in any contact sports. No football, no basketball, no baseball, because my parents were afraid that I would get hit in my face and damage the reconstructive surgery that I went through. But when I went to karate, they used to tell me, no tournaments, no fighting, things of that nature. But I used to sneak away and go to the tournaments on the weekend to compete. I don't know what they were thinking because I was coming home with trophies. So I don't know where they thought I was getting the trophies from, but, you know, I was fighting. And I had to overcome this fear of getting hit in the face. So I overcompensated for this deficiency. And, you know, I started fighting and winning. And I was always good at art. I went to the high school of art and design. And karate was the second thing I was good at. So those are two things that I enjoyed really doing. That I ever won anything or was rewarded for. Never for basketball, never for football, but just karate and art. So that's the story. And I don't share that with too many people. I was different, so I was being picked on. So I had to figure a way to defend myself and stand up. And that's what I did. You know, I came from New York, the Bronx, rough place. So I decided to join the martial arts, get into karate in high school. My mother asked me, what do I want for my birthday? And I said, I want you to enroll me in a martial arts school. And that's what happened.
We'd like you to be the first one to sign the wall and to signify that you've been here and leave us a bit of your memory here. So if you would sign in the square, whatever you want. The old way is the best way. That's the Lynn's Dojo.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
I really enjoyed it, man.
It was really nice having him here. I'm glad he took the time out of his day to come here and be the first one for our kind of a pilot program, I guess you could call it, at Lynn's Dojo.
He sure is good. Good kicks for a guy that's almost 60. That was incredible. 60, that's
Good
amazing.
kicks, man. He was fanning my face with those
Yeah,
kicks.
coming really close there. Those sweeps, too, were powerful.
He's a good guy, and he was a great person to have for our first interview here, and I really enjoyed it. I love the guy. So next,
Next.
who we gonna do next, Dave?
Who's next?